Now, 7 suspects who appeared in the Krugersdorp Magistrates Court today will be back in the dock on the 28th of August. They are facing charges of rape and robbery. This morning, the West Rand community gathered outside court, saying they hope to see justice being served in this case. My colleague, that's our reporter Nqobile Madlala, following that story for us. She's joining us now here on Today with the latest. Good afternoon, Nqobile. Welcome to Today. So what happened in court today?
Afternoon, Pradan. Well, today we do understand about 7 people now have also been added to those that were charged with multiple rape, and we understand also with robbery, with aggravating circumstances, as well as sexual assault. Now, what's interesting today that has come out is that one of them is actually a South African, and joining me now is Pindi from NPA, and I want to ask you, Mama, we're seeing a South African joining one of those that are now being charged.
Well, indeed, one of the suspects did indicate that he's a South African citizen, but it is upon us and the investigating officer to conduct those investigations. So currently we cannot confirm that up until investigations regarding that aspect has been concluded.
And I mean, we've seen quite a number of people being added today. First of all, it was delayed for quite some time. Why?
Remember that yesterday we had one of the accused persons alleging that he was a minor. So the investigating officer was then tasked to conduct that investigation. So yesterday he took the minor to the place of safety, Walter Sisulu, and this morning he had to fetch him and take him to the Ratong Hospital so that an age assessment can be conducted. So that has been done and concluded, and the feedback thereof is that indeed he is a minor, 16 years of age.
And can you perhaps give us an idea how many people are now charged? And is this added to the 81 people, or is it part of the 81 people?
All the 14 accused persons were part of the 82 that appeared last week in court. So now they have been separated from the 82 because remember that the remaining suspects are now facing only the charge of contravention of the Immigration Act. So most of those accused appeared yesterday, and their cases were postponed to dates ranging from the 15th of August until late August, and that was for some of them to plea, and while some of them pleaded guilty yesterday and their cases were postponed for SAP 69 so that previous convictions can be checked.
Pindi, do we know what kind of evidence at this point, if you can speak to us about it, what is it that you have that shows that these people could be linked?
Well, as we stated yesterday as the NPA, that we are not at liberty to share information about any evidential material at our disposal. Our work is to present such evidence in court, and up until that is done, we cannot share it with the public, unfortunately.
But can you perhaps confirm to us if you are done with the parade or the DNA?
Well, as the NPA today, we had to oppose the media's application to film the proceedings, reasons being that we are not yet done with the identification parades that must be conducted. Some of the victims attended and some could not attend, and they are yet to attend. Hence, we then opposed that their faces be publicized at this stage.
All right. And lastly, Pindi, are you confident that those, if they are perpetrators, that you have enough to keep them behind bars?
Well, we have established prospects of a successful prosecution against the 14 as well as the others that are facing allegations of contravening the Immigration Act. So hence their matters were enrolled and they appeared in court.
All right. Thank you very much, Pindi, for speaking to us. Well, Pindi, just updating us in terms of that arrest, Britain, but I want to bring in some of the reaction from some of the leaders on the ground at this point. I mean, we're hearing NPA saying that they've brought in about 14 people now in total. How do you feel as people that are on the ground that have to see what is happening in South Africa as a whole?
Okay, Nqobile, my name is Offense from Concerned Mohali Residence This has been a massive issue for the longest of time, and which has actually affected daily lives. And it is very saddening that it had to come to young women being raped for it to get attention. And now that it's got attention, it's saddening to see that political institutions, various individuals, and other organizations are actually using this for their own agendas. To get attention. So this is very disheartening, I must say. And one thing I'd like to say to the community is that we should not lose focus or lose sight of the purpose that we are all united here. Can we stop using this for our own personal gain and individual pursuits?
Now, I mean, we understand that there are people that are in court. What does that mean for the community?
We are glad that people have been apprehended. That certainly does mean progress. However, we would like to see the process where it gets finalized and these people who perpetrated this horrendous act get put to task and a strong message be sent out so that this does not happen again. And I just feel like it could have been prevented. It is very disheartening that it had to come to this, and it hurts me a lot. We are in a very dark place. It's a painful place that the country had to go through this in order for our government to do something and actually react. You know, it didn't have to get this far. It could have been addressed a long time ago. It's a long-standing issue, so yeah. But we are glad there's progress, and we hope that justice will ultimately be served.
All right. Thank you very much. Well, Pradan, as you can hear there, some of the leaders just saying that they are ultimately just asking for justice to be served, and that's what they are hoping for. But we do understand now that a South African has said, there is a gentleman who has said now he is a South African, but NPA is saying that, of course, will depend as the investigations continue, and it will be proven then. But we have certainly seen 7 people appearing before court today.
Thank you very much. That's Nqobile Madlala there on the ground in Krugersdorp after the court appearance of the 7 individuals who are implicated in the recent gruesome attack and rape of 8 young women at a mine dump in Krugersdorp.